I thought that the book was good, but here's a challenge with books. It's 10:45 on April 30th, 2018. And my name is Josh Moxey. And today we're going to be talking about crushing it. Where the hell's my book? Where are we at? I have a selfie stick right now, if you're wondering what the hell's going on. My boy, GV, Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, G in the house. Maybe not that last one. But this book, okay? I enjoyed this book. Let me just get my notes up real quick. Not really sure why I closed them off. Okay, so it was a good book. I enjoyed. It took me, I'm really slow at reading, and like the way I get books done is I literally just read like 2 pages a day and just consistently keep doing that. So like 2+ pages a day, every single day, and that's like a rule for myself for my day. That adds up over time, and that's how I get books done, because I am not that slow or not that fast of a reader. So, my favorite parts. First off, I loved the profile of the 30 entrepreneurs who actually read Crush It and crushed it. For me, principles are fucking awesome. Examples are even better. So like, it was great to, what I loved is like how he would outline some sort of point in the chapter, and then before ending that chapter, he made sure he like delivered an example for each. So I thought that was very, very good that was a very like good way of drilling home the point even more, because you can talk about a principle all day, but I want to see like the way it's being applied in real life so that I can actually apply it much better. By the way, let's talk about my hair real quick. What the fuck is going on with it? It looks like it's trying to run away from this part of my head. It's just like fucking just, I don't even know. Who knows anymore? I'm quite fed up with it, honestly. I'm just trying to just do something different because I'm sick of always doing the bun. So, just who knows though. Better question is, how the fuck am I gonna wear it for raves? Like, I just don't know anymore. It's just out of control. So, next is, and like, yeah, this kind of leads into what I was just saying actually, which was the imagine this section. Even if he didn't, I think it was typically right before he gave a real life example of someone that did it, he gave like this imaginary type of, I don't even know what you want to call it. He like made up stories for certain people. If there wasn't, so like I specifically remember Alexa skill because that hit me home the most for that. And he like made up some use case that he just like created in thin air. It doesn't actually exist, but it was a good use case of a way to apply the principle he just described. So I thought the imagine this section was also really good and to drill home that point. Aside from the examples, the mindset was fucking incredible. The book was basically divided up into 2 key, it was almost like a split in half thing. There was mindset in the front half, and then I don't even know what you want to call them, just like the hows, the platforms in the second half. So it was like the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Musicallys, the Alexa / voice / all that jazz. That was in the second half. The first half was mindset, and then throughout each chapter, I think it ended up being close to like one a chapter or something like that. There was the 30 entrepreneurs who read Crush It and crushed it. So, but the mindset was fucking kick-ass, man. Like, that was by far my favorite part of the book, because like, if you even count the examples, because they were just like kind of dispersed throughout all of the book, but the mindset is just, it's the foundation of everything. Like, you cannot apply the how-tos correctly if your mindset sucks. It just doesn't work. It's a foundation. You can only build as high up as your foundation is deep. Period. End of fucking story. Loved the Alexa skill / voice section, because this is something I'm not fully educated on, but I do have the capabilities to build something like Alexa skills or build on top of Google Home and stuff like that, because I can code. So stuff like that gets me really excited. And for sure the voice chapter got me pretty pumped about the idea of voice, and like I already love voice, so it was almost like just getting me really excited about something that I kind of was not. It's not like I'm losing excitement for. I just wasn't as excited as I probably should have been for it. So that was a good reminder of a chapter. Yeah, so I'm excited that I'm basically just excited because I have the potential to build apps on top of it, and like he was talking about it like it was the iPhone 2007 with the App Store. So I was like, holy fuck, maybe this is even bigger than I thought it was gonna be. What I wish there was more tactics. Like I felt like there wasn't enough gritty kind of like $1.80 type of, if you follow Gary, $1.80 type of strategies that were just like really in the trenches. There was a lot of high level stuff, but you can only do so much in a book. So I understand where he's coming from with that. But I felt like he didn't give enough gritty tactics like he has in real life at times. But he still did give enough tactics. And you can do the research yourself. Yeah, so like on that note, I like the book. It was a good book. I would recommend you buy it if you haven't. Just find a way to get it, read it. It'll change your mindset around things and open your eyes to almost like underpriced attention, if you will. I think that would be the way to sum it up. But I thought that the book was good, but here's a challenge with books. It's like as soon as you release it, you're kind of like stuck on what you can, almost like that's whatever information is in there is stuck. You cannot update it. It's like it's in there. It's in stone, especially if it's not an ebook, if it's like a physical book. So because you can do like ebook updates ish, but it's so much different with the physical stuff because it's like versus something like a blog post or whatever. So, but the point is, podcasts. His podcast is fucking incredible. Like I'm absolutely in love with his podcast. And the great thing is like with, for example, if something changes right after he releases the book, he can't go back and change the book. But on his podcast, he can just tell his listeners, yo, this has changed, and then fill them in on what exactly changed and how they can use this new change to their advantage or how they can navigate it correctly and all that jazz. So it's like that is the power of something like podcasts. And in addition to that, spaced repetition. Like you can read this and you're like, that's great, I loved reading that, but now it's over. What I love about Gary's podcast is it's fucking repetitive in a good way, and it should be a good thing. Repetition is how you ingrain this shit in your mind. It's important as fuck. Like some people will be like, oh, that's fucking boring, he's saying the same thing over and over again, and you'll probably lose because of that. Because it takes repetition, it takes spaced repetition, like consistency over an extended period of time with almost like interval training, if you will, on a mindset basis. It's how you drill shit in your brain. It's how you train your mindset. It's absolutely paramount. I cannot stress that enough. So that's like the thing. That's almost like my drawback, if you will, with the book. It's because it's fucking like his podcast is so fucking good. What I'm trying to say is listen to the fucking podcast. It's important as shit. So yeah, overall, good book. I did think at times he could have went a little bit deeper on the nuances of each platform, like he calls it, but he did a pretty good job with that. And again, this is not actually him writing the book. This is like him working with a ghostwriter. So could he have done better if he was doing it himself? That's why I think the podcast is better also, because it's directly coming from him as a source, and he's not a writer. He's a speaker. He delivers with his words. He's via voice or video. So he's not doing that the written word format, which is totally fine. Because like honestly, his podcasts and videos are just fucking kick ass. All this to say, Gary, you're a fucking king. I appreciate the hell out of you. And if you haven't watched anything from him, you should consider doing so. specifically the mindset stuff. It's just gold, honestly. All right, I'm out of here. Catch you later.